Have you ever noticed how sometimes the loudest message is the one nobody says out loud? That is exactly what happened after Papoose's Mother's Day celebration. At first glance, everything looked perfect. There were matching outfits, smiling pictures, a VIP concert suite, and social media posts that made it seem like everyone was enjoying a beautiful family day together. But while people were looking at the photos, they missed the one detail that completely changed the conversation. Papoose's mother never publicly welcomed Claressa Shields. She didn't repost the pictures, she didn't leave a comment, and she didn't share a single message. For many people online, that silence became louder than every caption and every carefully planned photo from the entire weekend. Welcome back to Celeb Spills, where we bring you the biggest celebrity stories everyone is talking about. As always, everything discussed in this video comes from publicly available information and online reactions. Now let's get into this, because this story has people choosing sides, and the more you look at it, the more questions start showing up. To understand why this Mother's Day became such a big deal, we have to go back a little. Claressa Shields and Papoose have been making headlines ever since rumors about their relationship became public. Their names started appearing together everywhere, especially after Remy Ma shared messages that sparked huge conversations online. Since then, Claressa has openly referred to Papoose as her man, and the two have been seen together at public events, interviews, and on social media. Every new appearance seemed to send the internet into another round of debates, with some people supporting the relationship while others continued comparing it to Papoose's long marriage with Remy Ma. That is why this Mother's Day wasn't viewed as just another family gathering. People were already paying close attention before the first picture was even posted. According to reports, Claressa had professional commitments in Atlanta that weekend. She had boxing-related appearances and other work lined up, but instead, she reportedly traveled to New York to spend Mother's Day with Papoose and his family. For some fans, that looked like a sweet gesture from someone supporting the man she loves. But for others, it raised a completely different question. Why leave important career opportunities just to attend a family event that wasn't originally centered around you? As photos and videos started appearing online, people noticed that this wasn't just a quick visit. Claressa appeared front and center throughout the celebration. She wore matching outfits with the family, recorded videos inside the VIP suite, smiled for the camera, and shared moments from the day with her followers. Looking only at those posts, anyone would assume she had been part of the family for years. Everything looked polished, almost like a picture-perfect celebration. But the internet has a habit of looking beyond the surface. It didn't take long before viewers started slowing down the videos, zooming in on screenshots, and discussing every little detail. While some focused on the happy moments, others were paying attention to something completely different. They weren't looking at Claressa at all. Their eyes were locked on Papoose. And according to many online reactions, his expressions throughout the day didn't seem to match the cheerful story the posts were trying to tell. That observation would soon become one of the biggest talking points, and it was only the beginning of an even larger conversation. As more clips from the celebration started spreading across social media, people began watching them over and over again. The comments quickly moved away from the matching outfits and expensive VIP suite. Instead, everyone seemed to be talking about Papoose himself. Some viewers claimed he looked distracted during the event. Others pointed out that he appeared more interested in checking his phone or looking around than interacting with Claressa. Of course, nobody truly knows what someone is thinking from a short video, but that didn't stop thousands of people from sharing their own opinions. Before long, screenshots were everywhere, with people circling facial expressions and creating side-by-side comparisons. Those comparisons only made the conversation even bigger. Many people brought up older photos and videos of Papoose with Remy Ma. They remembered the way he smiled during interviews, award shows, and family events. Whether those comparisons were fair or not, they quickly became part of the online discussion. Some viewers insisted there was a clear difference in his energy, while others argued that judging an entire relationship from a few seconds of video made no sense. Still, once the internet picks a topic, it rarely lets it go. Then another detail caught everyone's attention. Papoose shared his annual Mother's Day post, something many followers said he had done for years to celebrate his mother. At first, it seemed like a normal family tribute. But people immediately noticed the order of the tags. Claressa's name appeared before several members of his own family, including his sisters. It may have looked like a small detail, but online, small details often become the biggest stories. Comment sections filled with people debating whether the order meant anything at all, or whether fans were simply reading too much into it. The discussion grew even louder after Claressa shared her own Mother's Day post. In her caption, she celebrated spending time with what she described as her mother and sisters. That single sentence became one of the most talked about moments of the entire weekend. Many people quickly pointed out that the women in the photos were Papoose's relatives, not her biological family. Critics argued that the wording made it seem like she was presenting herself as an official member of the family before that role had been publicly established. Others defended her, saying people often use family terms out of love and respect. But regardless of which side people took, the caption kept the conversation going for days. Soon, words like performative, staged, and publicity moves started appearing across social media. Some viewers believed every post, every matching outfit, and every picture was carefully planned to present a certain image. Others completely disagreed, saying happy couples naturally post pictures together and that strangers on the internet had no way of knowing what really happened behind the scenes. The truth was that every new photo seemed to create even more questions instead of providing answers. But while millions of people were arguing back and forth online, there was still one person who refused to join the conversation. Papoose's mother remained completely silent. She didn't respond to the growing debates. She didn't publicly welcome Claressa. She didn't address any of the headlines. That silence became almost impossible for people to ignore because many believed she had every opportunity to say something if she wanted to. The reason her silence carried so much weight was because of her history with Remy Ma. She had watched Remy stand by her son through some of the hardest years of his life. Fans often brought up the loyalty that had been shown during their marriage and the years they spent building a family together. Because of that history, many people wondered whether Mama Mitchell's silence meant she was choosing not to take sides publicly, or whether it was sending a message without saying a single word. Whatever the answer was, one thing became clear. The story was no longer just about a Mother's Day celebration. It had turned into a much bigger conversation about acceptance, family, and how quickly public opinion can shape a celebrity's reputation. By this point, the conversation had become much bigger than a single Mother's Day celebration. Instead of talking about Claressa's success in boxing, people were focused on family drama, social media captions, and whether she had truly been accepted into Papoose's world. It was almost as if every post added another layer to the debate instead of putting it to rest. What surprised many people even more was Remy Ma's response, or rather, her lack of one. She didn't post long messages, respond to interviews, or publicly argue about everything being said online. She simply stayed quiet. Even with that silence, her name kept coming up in almost every discussion. Fans continued comparing the past to the present, bringing up old memories, tattoos, and the fact that people were still talking about a relationship that had lasted for years. Then another moment added fuel to the fire. Reports claimed Claressa privately responded to a fan who mentioned Remy Ma in a direct message. Whether people agreed with her reaction or not, it quickly became another trending topic. Critics said it showed she was bothered by the comparisons, while supporters argued anyone would eventually get tired of hearing about an ex. Once again, social media couldn't agree, and the arguments only grew louder. At the center of all this, one question remained unanswered. Will Papoose's mother ever publicly acknowledge Claressa, or is her silence simply being misunderstood by the internet? The truth is, nobody outside that family knows the real answer. Everything people have been discussing is based on public moments and personal opinions, not confirmed facts. Sometimes a single photo can create hundreds of different stories. And this situation proves exactly that. Whether this relationship is completely genuine or whether people are reading too much into every detail, only the people involved know the full truth. Until then, the speculation is likely to continue. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think people are overanalyzing Mama Mitchell's silence, or do you believe it sends a clear message? Was Claressa simply enjoying time with Papoose's family, or did the social media posts make things look more official than they really are? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next celebrity story. We'll see you in the next one.